let us get into it. All right. Good morning, Mr. Joe. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great.
I'm
Good to be
excited to
here.
have you. I'm excited to have you here today. For those of you who do not know, Mr. Joe is the director of brand marketing for the Chiefs since 2018. Man, I am excited to have you here today. And I see that your bio goes arranged. You've worked with Chorus Light, Miller Lite. You've worked with celebrities, athletes from Brad Keselowski to 50 Cent. That's awesome to hear. So welcome to the show. If there's anything I missed, can I tell people a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, like you said, I'm the director of brand marketing for the Kansas City Chiefs, which is obviously super exciting. This is probably the best time that there ever was to work for the Chiefs. The team
Yeah,
is super exciting right now, obviously coming off the Super Bowl championship. So, really
yeah.
enjoying it. So the way that I got into this role was basically through brand management or brand marketing. So for me, way back when, and I won't tell you when, I don't want to date myself. But when I was starting my career, so when I was coming out of undergrad, actually, and here's a clue of how old I am. I interned with the New Jersey Nets during the fall semester of my senior year.
Wow.
So, yeah, exactly. So that was a great experience for me. It was like my first foray, and I'd always loved basketball and sports in general. So getting a chance to be that close, I was like, yeah, this. I thought I wanted to do it, and now I know I want to do it.
Wow, that's awesome, man. It's awesome to hear that. Before we get to the Chiefs, I want to ask you that: what was it like, presenting to 50 Cent and meeting him? What is 50 Cent like? I want to know that.
Yeah. I'll say this. I mean, you see him on TV, and obviously he'll say whatever, he'll do whatever. On
Yes.
the business side, he was cut in. So if we sold more, he made more, right? So he's very invested in what he could do to help grow the brand. So the way that I would describe him is a little intense. As we get into like presentation, this and that, he's not a mean dude at all. Like
Yeah.
he cracks jokes, this and that. But when it comes to the business, like I was actually pleasantly surprised. He had ideas. What about these flavors? Or maybe I could do this. We had
Wow.
I pitched him an event series where we went around the country and we would turn nightclubs into Truth Nightclub from the show Power. And so
Wow.
we'd obviously bring him there. And instead of just doing a normal, hey, 50 Cent's going to be at the club, you should come too. It was like, come to Truth, the nightclub from Power. We had all these really cool activations kind of baked within it. And then 50 Cent would come and perform and trying to find new and creative ways to use him. He was really invested in the brand. And obviously, for him, it was about making money. But for me, it was about, driving the brand and making it as big as possible. So we had the same goal, which made it a lot easier to work
Wow, that's
together.
awesome, man. I'm honored to have you here today. You are a master in what you do. Now, coming
Man.
to the Chiefs, you guys had a great year last year. It was awesome, from us being the fans, seeing everything happen. But I know that there was a lot of work that had to go in to build the brand of the Chiefs to become, as
Yeah.
big as it became last year. What was that like working in the sidelines of all these athletes who were on TV all the time, working hard? What was your part to play in that, in everything going on?
Yeah, I mean, people get this idea, it's like, oh, you work with the Chiefs. What's Patrick Mahomes like? And I'm like, look, you know Patrick as well as I do. As you can imagine, they keep it very separate in terms of they want the football side to focus on football and winning games, and us on the business side, our job is to make the Chiefs brand as big as possible. During the playoffs, we actually went down 24-0 to the Houston Texans, and
Yes, I saw that.
so you might have seen the fan who left in the first half when we were down 24-0. And what we learned in the course of that was that to his friends, he was a jinx, and they called him Bad Luck Chuck. His name was Chuck. So he filmed the video of himself leaving at 24-0, like, hey guys, maybe it's me. I'm gonna go home. And by the time he got home, we had scored. And obviously, as you know, the rest is history. So from my side, I look at that as like a great opportunity. This is something our
Yes.
fans are reacting to. This guy is a true diehard fan of the Chiefs, and he feels like, hey, we've all done it, right? Oh man,
Yes.
I got my beer right here. Let me put it here.
Yes.
If I put it over here, we're gonna lose. And so, creating this opportunity. So what I did was actually work with our partnership team. Was able to get him a grill.
Wow.
Worked with our
Wow.
retail team, made him a custom jersey with his name on it,
Wow.
member of his choosing. We brought him a ton of signed merchandise. And the whole idea was, hey, we want to create the greatest Chiefs experience for you that we can at home. So you
Yeah.
never feel like you have to come to Arrowhead again. We want to show you we appreciate you being a fan, but also to protect the rest of our fans, we want to make sure that you're not at the stadium anymore. Because, obviously tongue in cheek, but saying, hey, you're
Yes. Being that the preseason is starting in August, what are some precautions? Are there some precautions you guys are taking to make sure that players are not in harm's way when it comes to being tested, getting the virus? What are some safety precautions?
Yeah, and I mean, look, right now, I mean, we're working virtually, and it's the same across the league. Everybody's being virtually, and like I said, we had the draft a couple weeks ago, and so it's not really like safe to travel and this and that. So we're doing the best that we can in terms of making sure the coaching staff is making sure the players are getting up to speed. I can tell you, look, I don't know what the other teams are doing, but I can tell you that in Kansas City, like we have a great team. We have a ton of people returning, which is helpful, and the team is doing everything they can to make sure that while we're all apart, everybody's getting the info they need so that when we're together, whenever that is, we're ready.
I just want to say this as a Chiefs fan, we are trying to fight for our right to party. That's all we want to do. We want to fight for our right to party. We can't wait.
I'll say this. I say you might be hearing that song more this year. That's all I'll say. It's a little nugget there.
But I want to ask you this: are there some maybe some insights or some news that you want to let us know here today? That some exclusive stuff that should be coming out sometime soon that you want to let us know here on FiredUp KC?
Yeah. Here's what I'll say, and this is specific to Chiefs fans, but we have Red Friday coming, which are, if you're familiar or if you're not familiar, basically that's how we, the Chiefs, kick off the season. So we print. Last year we sold over 100,000 of these specially designed flags.
Wow.
We have another flag this year. The design of the flag looks different every year, and so for our diehard Chiefs fans, it's really important for them to say, "Look, I got the Red Friday flag for the year," because that's like, for the team's sake, that's really the best way from our sake to like show your support and let people know you're a Chiefs fan. And what's important about that is that 100% of the net proceeds from the sales go to the Ronald McDonald House of Kansas City. So, as much as it's about our fans getting out, getting the flag, letting people know that they have it and showing their support, every single flag that's purchased helps Ronald McDonald House, which I'll say this: I didn't know what the Ronald McDonald House did before I started with the Chiefs. So basically, if you have a child, you go to a children's hospital, your child's diagnosed with leukemia or a life-threatening illness, child cancer, the Ronald McDonald House steps in. So think about it, you're going to the doctor because your kid is sick, and now all of a sudden you find out that they have lymphoma. So the Ronald McDonald House will come in because they work with the hospitals and say, look, we understand what's going on. We have a house for you so your child can stay here, get treatment for free. You can be fed for free, and they provide just that normalcy and a place where, a comfortable place to stay while these kids are getting treatment for life-threatening illness. And that's like the worst thing you can imagine as a parent. So they provide a really great service, and I'm really proud to say, like, I work on this program, and we wrote a $500,000 check to help provide this housing, this food, this support. And honestly, coming off the Super Bowl, our goal is now over $1 million. So that's what's coming. With the start of the season, our first game is Thursday, September 10th against the Texans. So that will be Red Thursday this year, not Red Friday. So make sure that's the biggest thing I have coming up is just to make sure that all Chiefs fans know to go by their flag, show your support Ronald McDonald House, one of our great partners.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait. I'm pumped for that. Now, I wanna ask you this from a personal perspective, from a leadership perspective of things. As a young person growing up and being in the field that you are, what is one thing that has helped you, become successful in your brand? What is one thing you've learned from what you have been able to accomplish so far?
Yeah. I was actually talking about this recently, but I think the word is humility, and it's really important. I would say if you're in this field, if you're in any field, if you work in any business, it's important to know how your business makes money. So people say know your business, but really I think it's important to know, like, for this business to grow,
Mm-hmm.
what needs to happen? What do we sell, or what service do we provide, or fill in the blank?
Yeah.
Who do we sell it to?
Yeah.
Why did they buy it? Why don't they buy the competition? Things like this. So really you need to know your business. So that's one. How do you make money? And two, it's like, how do you then, knowing your business, like, that humility piece is like being adaptable and being, I think what's gotten me the farthest in my career is that I'm able to, as much as I know my business, I'm able to say, look, there are people who have been here longer, there are people who have tried things, and I've,
Yeah.
coming at it with that perspective and not saying this is what's right, I know my business, but that combination of saying, hey, this is what I'm understanding. Have we tried this? Like, I can't be the first person to come up with this.
Yeah. True.
Having that humility, I think, has really helped me save a lot of time, save a lot of money on things that won't work, and then most importantly, like, think differently and come up with creative solutions. I think have helped me the most.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's an awesome advice. I also want to ask you this, because on my show I talk about pursuing your purpose and finding your fire, right? Doing something that you're passionate about. Now, for you, being a brand, being a director of the brand, right? So, what is it for you? Are you focused on? Are you more of a person who pursues your passion or doing what works? How did you become where you are today?
Yeah, so the whole reason I'm in this role right now is because a long time ago, again, not gonna say when, but as I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I was like, well, what do I love? And I know I love basketball. I love
Mm-hmm.
sports, and what do I miss the most? I miss playing basketball. So it starts with that.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people that I talk to who are like, hey, I want to get into sports. Why? I love sports. Like, that's not enough. And it took me a while. It's and like I said, like, I got the master's of sport management, I got the internship over here with this team, that team, but what it took me a couple of years to realize is, like, I'm not good at anything other than really getting the internship. I don't have like a bankable skill to where I can say, like, here's what I'm bringing to the table.
Yes.
And I think that's what was kind of keeping me from going from intern to right into the role that I wanted in sports marketing. So I'm really glad that I took the time to start to go to school, start a career in brand management, because then now I have that skill. I can work cross-functionally. I can drive value through brand programs, through activation. So following my passion led me to, like, developing skills that help me in my passion, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And within that, I love experiential marketing, lifestyle marketing. I think multicultural marketing is really important because you're Black. Obviously, I'm Black. We've all seen ads where it's like, okay, clearly nobody Black was in the room, but they're trying to talk to Black people.
True.
So, I have that experience as well. So in following my passion, I was able to find all these other things that I enjoyed that helped me, do what I'm most passionate about.
Yeah. I want to personally ask you this. Are we gonna see you doing kind of like a seminar in the future where you're teaching people what you've learned and how young people can learn from you? Because that's kind of like what my goal is, to be able to bring leaders from Kansas City and be able to give them a platform to talk about what they do and how to inspire young people. Are we gonna see that in the future from you?
Yeah, I was laughing a second ago. So you can't see it, but over here, my wife and I, we wrote down our goals for the year on a whiteboard. Just take my word for it, it's over there. And so one of mine, so I have workout 3 to 4 times a week, which I'll tell you I was doing until the pandemic. So I feel pretty good at that. My second one is teach in some capacity, and that's either maybe being an adjunct professor, maybe creating like a course from scratch, or I do that informally. People reach out to me. I'm as much as I can try to be really open and willing with my time. So as you talk about teaching, that's super important to me, and something that, like, at the beginning of the year, and this year has been the year from hell, so everything's different. When it was like, well, what do I want to accomplish this year? That was one of a very short list of things. Was like, how can I get what's in here out? Because to the question you asked me earlier, like, I want to see more Black and brown faces on the business side. Like, we should be there.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're, and it's just there's that different perspective. Pushing people kind of out of their comfort zone. I think the more that happens, I'm sure it. They say every diverse businesses, like, mathematically do better. And
Yes.
that's real. You know, there's different
Yes.
perspectives. You can be more creative, and you're not just doing things the same way. So, you know, that's my part in that. I've set that as a goal for the year, doing it kind of informally, but I want to formalize that in some way.
Yeah. I
Figuring
mean,
that out.
honestly, yeah, I'm glad we had this question. I asked you this question because my whole platform is all about this, all about teaching the young people, you know, about being a successful either entrepreneur or leader in a brand. And I
Mm-hmm.
think what you're doing is awesome. And I know a lot of people, young people, want to hear from you and how you got to become, you know, create your own, literally have your own sector in the Chiefs, right? So like that is awesome on its own to be able to be the first person who is the director of brand marketing for the Chiefs. So I look forward to, because I host a lot of events, so I'll be hosting. If I host events, I'm gonna put you on it, and then you're gonna
Please, yeah,
teach
of
and
course.
motivate people, because I want people to hear what you got going on.
I
Now,
love it. I love it.
this is gonna be the last question because we come to the end of the show. I want to ask you this: what is something you want to say to young people out there, or just people in general out there who are struggling today, who are trying to find ways to succeed this season? What do you want to say to them out there?
Yeah, I mean, look, I guess what I would say is be creative, work your networks, and I think you touched on it earlier, but it's like figure out what you really want to do.
Yes.
So you write that down, you figure out where you are, and then you can make a path between where you are and where you want to go. And within, so for me, and I'll give you my example. So way back when, like I said, not gonna say the year. Basically, when I started, I was like, I want to be the president of the sports team, and specifically, I said I want to be the president of the Detroit Pistons. That was my favorite team growing up. So I knew that one, it didn't have to be the Pistons. That's just kind of generally what I wanted to do. And two, there's 100 ways to get there. So the path that I had set was, I said, I want to work in brand management, which not requires, but more or less requires an MBA.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how I started to build my path. Like, this is where I want to go. Here's where I am right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, it started building the path. But I was totally open to what these specific jobs. I had no idea there was such thing as a brand manager of Miller Lite, who basically is to run the whole business, and like you get the security of like Miller Lite's going to sell itself in a lot of ways, but you get a lot of partnerships and opportunities to do all these creative things. So, you know, if I had been so locked in and I was like, I got to work for a team, I would have started in ticket sales and I would have had this whole different career. So I'm really glad that like I set the vision. I knew where I was. I built a path to get there, and within that path was totally open to being adaptable. So
that's awesome. And your path has led you to meet Mr. Curtis Jackson himself, 50 Cent. That's awesome, man. I just want to say thank you for coming on the show today. This has been awesome. I had an awesome conversation with you, and I'm looking forward to meeting with you once this is all over. We can actually get to shake hands as normal human beings. But this is awesome, man. I want to say, keep doing what you're doing. You are an inspiration to a lot of young people out there, especially black people, especially a black person like myself, a young person who's out here trying to get things happening. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for doing what you do, and I hope you stay safe and stay healthy, and keep pushing the Chiefs brand.
Thank you very much, man. It was really fun. Thanks for asking me to be here. It was, I had a great time. So, for anybody listening, hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm gonna do my best. I will get to you eventually. I can't promise I'm gonna respond within an hour, but I will respond. Like I'm here to help. So
So what is your LinkedIn? Do you have where can people find you? LinkedIn, website, social media?
So I just created a new website. It's www.joesarge.com, JOESARGE, which I'm really proud of because it's a lot of my past work, and I think can help sort of show in real life a lot of what I've been talking about. My LinkedIn, I'm actually pulling this up because I don't want to give you the wrong address, but linkedin.com/Joe Sergant, JOESARGENT. So you can hit me up there. And I guess that's me.
Let's make it happen. All right, thank you. You have a great day, and be safe out there.
Thanks, man. You too. Be safe. Thanks for having me.
All right, bye. Have a good day.
All right, bye.